And we return for game number 2 of this best of 3. It could be a quick one. Invictus Gaming takes on MVP Phoenix now. We get underway with the draft. It's early here in the west coast of the United States. We just got done reading in the new year, and already we're watching some Chinese dominance as IG just took care of business, and they're doing it with the dead man walking. Chizbug not even really a part of the team anymore. He's been booted, but for now he's got to play a few more games before he trots away. An MVP. They'll try and bounce back. I feel like for me, the story of last game was the strength of line as a support on the one side, and then the impotence of the Crystal Maiden, which you brought up a few times on the other, David. Of course, I'm LD, and to my right is GoDz.
Yeah, IG just had heroes that did shit, whereas MVP Phoenix is like the CM off in the jungle, not doing too much. Ogre is no longer as dominant as he wants, but even Tide, throughout ECL, Tide was not picked or banned at all. So I think MVP either just a bit behind as far as what some of these teams are doing. I mean, obviously it's just one thing to try to stick to what works for you and what you think is good, but I mean, IG showing that the kind of picks they like to play works well. MVP again going to go for that insta pick on the Tide. I like the Ember Spirit. I think this is definitely a hero that can fit in nicely as like a mid hero, as a tempo controller. Can even do a lot with even a little farm, as LGD have shown with Yao. So
it's definitely a bit of a block pick as well. Like, you don't necessarily want to ban an Ember, but although 430 is, I feel like he's not quite as overwhelming with the Ember as he was a few months ago. Probably mostly because teams know it's coming, know how to deal with it, and IG are a roster in flux. But he's still a scary Ember Spirit. No doubt about that. And MVP, rather than ban it, they will just pick it for themselves. IG didn't really want to first pick it. You first pick that, maybe they just bust out a Doom or something, or Skywrath, try to shut you down early. So they will snag it for themselves. They also get the Tide again, so they really believe in this Tide Hunter pick and just the options it gives them as far as you can team fight, you can try to run a timing push. It looks more like a mid to late game strat with this Ember pick, though. The
scary thing for IG with an Ember Spirit is, like, it used to always be like, you see Ember Spirit, you know it's Ferrari going mid with it, and that's where IG would normally be like third, fourth picking it, but now IG will first pick it because it's so flexible. They can put it mid, they can give it to June in the safe lane. Last game they ran it in the off lane with a Lich. It's just so versatile that and I think that's what a lot of teams are picking.
Razor. Have you used Razors recently? I feel like this hero's just disappeared.
It's a Luo thing, I guess. I like Luo's. I said it like in a kind of snarky way, but Luo's drafting is just been really good.
Just a numbers thing, man. If you steal enough damage, you get the damage, the value points.
You pick enough Razor games, you're gonna win some games. Basically, it's a numbers thing.
The Zyori math.
Yeah.
Not here in person, but
you pick enough.
Lives on in spirit.
No, so I mean, I think it's IG seem really big on when they see the Tide Hunter picking a hero who can crush Tide in lane, which was the Viper last game. We saw a 4.5-minute T1 tower go down with no Bassi ring. This game, I think they're going to put Razor safe lane just because another hero that matches up fantastic against the Tide. Razor and Viper, they're probably the two best laners against the Tide Hunters. So I don't think IG are actually doing the Razor mid. I think they may go for Medusa if it's still in the pool. It worked for them in game 1 and is something MVP should probably think about banning.
Yeah, Razor versus Ember is kind of underwhelming because, like, you don't pick Ember to dominate the lane anyway. You just get your levels early.
Yeah.
You level up the Flame Guard. You look for a good rune. You get a haste or something. Go kill a support with that, with the Flame Guard up, and change them. A couple auto attacks, they're dead, and you can always Remnant away. Razor's never really going to run you down unless he gets a lucky rune or a gank of his own early, but yeah, I would agree. I think the safe lane Razor is quite possible, unless they expect MVP to go aggressive or something along those lines, which we did see some aggressive play early from IG. They didn't try lane per se, but they rotated Chuan there and ran 3 heroes there in the first few minutes. So options still open. The Ogre now getting banned, but it feels like the times are changing. Last patch, Jakiro, Ogre, almost always first phase picks. Now second phase bans, and Jakiro was ignored last game.
Yeah.
So
no more forehead strats.
The forehead is dead.
No. IG definitely showing a lot of respect to MVP Phoenix. Because they've done the same opening 2 bans both games, and the Wisp Slack is very targeted. MVP have done a lot with Wisp, where they'll do the mid dual lanes, they'll do this offlane Wisp Bristleback, which they showed at Dream League. And the Slack is one of their kind of big snowballs, which QO really likes to play. And a good Slack player can win a game on its own, as June showed in ECL. So I think IG showing that, hey, we're like probably confident that we're going to beat you guys, but we're also not going to take you lightly with these bans. They've done research essentially. Like they know what MVP Phoenix like to play.
Well, that would be another times are changing kind of thing.
Yeah, let's actually
this
research
past, like,
Korean
4 or
teams.
5 months have not been, in general, none of the top Chinese teams have been doing the research until it comes to a major LAN. Then Vici Gaming did a little bit for the summit, but it didn't feel like, it definitely did not feel like they'd done the kind of prepreparation they were doing, like going into TI, for example. So
I think it's probably, and I think Luo is definitely one of those players. He's still looking to prove himself. He's kind of that border, like when you look at IG and the Chinese scene, a lot of these teams are looking to restructure. And if Luo wants to prove himself to stay on one of the top Chinese teams and stay on this IG squad and make a run at being like top whatever at TI, he needs to show that he can be a good captain. And even though these tournaments maybe aren't as important, it's definitely proving grounds for Luo.
yeah,
Compared to like you look at Newbie when they played those Korea show matches, they lost to like Rave, they lost to MVP Phoenix. They don't really care about that. That was show matches for them. That was also they weren't preparing for those matches. They weren't studying their opponents. They were just rocking up and playing Dota. They don't care about their TI chances. I mean, they care about their TI chances, but they also know they don't. Those matches themselves don't matter.
it can be very dangerous to just have this mindset of, oh, we can just turn it on when we need to. Like, there's a certain element of truth to that. If you have that level of confidence and you're that good, sometimes you can just turn it on. But sometimes there's another team that's also that good, and they've been working like dogs to get there, and they've studied you, and they know you, and then they just break you down and they beat you. But Newbie,
I mean, they are that good. They won ECL.
yeah.
With
Well,
they're like the EG of China, where they just don't scrim.
well,
They play mobile
if
games.
EG is our guideline, then I guess they'll be dropping a few players pretty soon from the sounds of it. So.
Yeah.
We shall see. IG now going back for the Lion again for Chuan.
4th pick Medusa probably.
Not banned. The Doom was removed by MVP. Again, worried about that. Good against Tide as well as Ember, so definitely a solid ban there.
I do know much team fight. I guess that's. I mean, Medusa can add some team fight, but
They have really good pickoff. Bat and Lion.
10 seconds.
And if Chuan plays like last game, he's going to have like a 12-minute blink.
the other thing they like to do is the
5 seconds.
Lions like +1 safe lane, like a Lion Skywrath Mage, and then run a jungler. Get something like a Lycan for Luo, and you could then do the Razor mid. So put Luo on a good jungler like a Lycan, an Axe, and get Chuan a fast Blink Dagger, which is actually a good way of countering Ember Spirit, because Ember Spirit up against a Blink Lion, you can't fire him out to respond to a Blink Hex or a Blink Impale.
Yeah, and if they don't really have great bursts outside of the Lion though, and that's all magic damage. So I imagine for IG, if they really want to rely on that kind of game plan, we'll see some more single target bursts come out here. Maybe a Hex Builder. Well, no, they're gonna go for a Naga Siren. So kind of protecting the
There we
pick
go.
here, picking the Lion first.
Yeah.
Only real counter to the illusions right now is the Pugna.
IG
It's a
are
hero
really
that
good at
MVP
this, yeah.
used to run occasionally if they couldn't get Death Prophet, but probably not the way they're looking with this Ancient Apparition Venge, more of a pick-off lineup.
Yep.
And they will ban the Lich now.
Invictus
I don't think
Gaming's
that's a ban you
turn
need to
to
do.
ban.
They only ran the Lich because they had no offlane. In this game, they have the Bat. But IG with Naga can run it on Ferrari. Luo can play it really well if they want to do a kind of safe lane Naga. But, I mean, Ferrari's gone any lane with this. He played it in ECL as
10
a safe
seconds
lane
remaining.
Naga as well, so...
Well, it's a new year, and everyone needs to get their
5
sleep.
seconds
You know, got to get those
remaining.
REM cycles flowing. So
IG, won.
IG is actually doing you guys a favor. You've been up too late. It's past your
Reserve
bedtime.
time.
Just go to bed. Relax. There will be Dota when you wake up on January 1st, or maybe even January 2nd if you're that out of it.
Dude, Luo's... Look at this. Respect, man,
Luo
all
is
the
a really
way.
really nice
He's banning
guy.
the Warlock even. IG won this game. Like,
The level of
as soon as I see this Naga pick, I'm like, IG have won.
the level of try hard is it feels like IG is like finally trying, you know. I don't know, just looking at the way they were I was casting a lot of them personally from like September until
10
like early
seconds
November,
remaining.
and they were like a train wreck.
awful, yeah.
You look at like the quote unquote
5
tier 1
seconds
Chinese teams, they
remaining.
were like they couldn't even compete with, you know, the likes of, I mean, CDEC was playing really well, but at the
Reserve
time was
time.
not really a well-known established team by any means.
10
They were getting
seconds
wrecked every
remaining.
game by CDEC, by LV, by Lie Gaming, and people are like,
5
what's going on?
seconds
This is
remaining.
IG. Look at these names on the team, but yeah, they
Gaming's
seem
turn
revitalized.
to
That is
pick.
for damn sure. Someone has given them a talking to, I would say.
Yeah. I think a big thing has been the picks and just the overall. They have a strategy in most of their games now. They've finally found a playstyle and a way of drafting that works for them, and I think that's where Lua has proven that he's very valuable on this team. Because Ferrari 430 hasn't been dominating, and you go back to TI3 or whatever it may be, Ferrari would just put his team on his back with his Shadow Fiend or something, and that's no longer the case. So you can't really play like that.
He was even doing that like after TI4 at some points, but the team was heavy, so. Yeah, you see 430 Ember, you pick like Doom and Lion and just shut him down.
So
what do you think about this Juggernaut pick? We have, I know Juggernaut's been really big in new patch. I have not really gotten to play or see him much, but do you think the hero's here to stay? Is he kind of a flash in the pan, or
I think
what's your overall Juggernaut philosophy?
This looks like a one-position Jug, which I'm not sold about. I think he's kind of like a nice 2 or 3 position hero. When if you put him in the offlane with a support in a 2-1-2 setup, he can be good, but I think running him as your main carry, especially when you look at MVP, they have no real pushing power.
I know, like, the popular build in China right now is to just take 1 point in Blade Fury and Healing Ward, and then take a bunch of points in stats, max the crit, and go for more of like a, at least in pubs, it seems like it's the go-to build. Do you think we'll see that this game? Because they don't really have a pushing lineup. So like you pick Juggernaut, I guess they have Venge, they have a Tide who can kind of initiate the fights, but
are they even offensive tri-lining? That's like a...
That's a pretty decent offensive tri-line.
It's a good offensive tri-line, but I feel like that's a quick way to lose this game if you do that. Like, even if you do
Especially
okay...
if the Enchantress.
Yeah.
The Enchantress, it comes back.
I offered him my Enchantress
It's a new year, but it's an old style.
He didn't
do you think it would fit?
Some part.
Are you trying to send him a message?
Get on that.
Get back on your basketball regime, my friend.
So...
Is Tron gonna dunk on some fools this game, do you think?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think IGA with the Enchantress last pick is probably just something Chuan was like, I could take an Enchantress. Let's see how this works. I don't think it was the best pick. I don't think it was a bad pick, but
with that said, we get underway here.
Yeah.
Folks, thanks for joining us here. Hope you had a wonderful New Year's or are currently in the midst of your celebrations. Don't drink and drive. Take it easy, relax, unwind with a wonderful game here of Dota 2. We've got Invictus Gaming on the Dire side. They lead MVP Phoenix 1-0. This is a best-of-3 winners bracket round 1 showdown. Loser, not eliminated, but has to fight their way. They take the long and painful road, trying to come back. There's 8 teams overall competing in this tournament, and with that said, MVP are on your Radiant side. So we introduce the teams now. June, playing that Bat Rider, trying to tuck himself away in the trees. March for the Tide will be kind of scouting out, trying to get engaged. He drops a ward. Both teams dropping the ward. Get scouted. Do they have sentries? Nothing yet.
No.
No gold on Chuan. No gold on your Lion, because Chisbug is actually playing Lion. Went for the boots first. So,
alright, running Ferrari. You got 200 gold. This is... I think he bought sentries? No, he bought a ring of protection.
That's bottle gold, dude. You can't mess with that.
You should buy sentries.
No. You gotta get your bottle out. Your economy's so shit otherwise.
I guess it's...
Well, just forced out the early Firefly, though.
Okay.
That's kind of annoying.
It's a pretty unimportant... I don't think IG need that big camp. And the fact is, Chuan knows it's blocked, so he's not going to lurk around there. He's going to go for the further right big camp anyway, so... They'll deward it later if they care, but I don't even know if IG care about it.
Alright, so let's quickly make sure we introduce all the players. June playing that Bat Rider, heading to the offlane. Luo on your Razor mid. That puts Chisbug, the dead man, walking onto the Lion. Chuan will be playing your Enchantress, and that will leave 430 on the Naga Siren safe lane. So a bit of a different take from them compared to what we've seen over the past few months. QO, Ember mid. Offlane goes March on the Tide. Support Ryzen, Ancient Apparition. Heen playing the Vengeful Spirit. No smoke for him early. 4F trying to engage with Blade Fury. Doing a little bit of frass here to June. That will round out our introductions.
Okay, so
dual lane mid.
2-1-2 set up from MVP. The AA, at least for now, in the mid lane, but I don't know if that's going to last. We'll see. With the Enchantress helping out Luo mid, maybe AA does need to stay here.
Man, Chuan 2 smokes. This is some big commitment to the early ganks, and it is an Ancient Apparition Ember mid, which is a pretty damn squishy lane early. Ember Spirit with 1 base armor does have the stout, but has to get in close to the creep wave just to farm. Chisbug is laying into March. Went for the boots first, so these auto attacks really add up.
Yeah, this is like Lion kind of used to be your 5-position support, but now with the bonus base damage, we can see some 4-position Lion just being played as that kind of zoning support. Chuan's got an ensnare creep. I think he can't really gank mid without 2 creeps, like an ensnare plus a clap, ensnare plus a war stomp. So
March is having such a bad time. Like boots first Tide versus boots first Lion. I feel like last patch the Tide would just kind of ignore you, but it seems like he can't. He's driven off the lane. He's actually going to go check the 2-minute rune. He's only got a single Tango left, so he may just have to start stacking Ancients or even ferry some additional regen here.
Yeah, I think all in all, the lanes for IG are pretty solid, and yeah, I definitely think the lane
He can't even get off an Anchor Smash. This Lion is just balling up.
For MVP, like they're running this Jug safe lane, and I don't think they're going to have that much potential to kill June, even when Forever already has his boots, but unless June makes a big mistake here, he's going to be just fine.
Here comes the smoke, straight onto the mid lane, the Tornado already summoned.
First hit crit!
Slowly tried for it. Oh, at the same time, as you mentioned, June, very low. May go down Ryzen though, tanking the tower, and meanwhile mid lane, QO gonna walk towards the Tornado of Doom. They turn for the Courier, and they go back for QO. They're gonna get both. They bite off a little bit extra. They have their cake, they eat it too. They get a 2-for-0 there. A Courier kill on the first blood. An MVP airball the gank bottom as June just skates away to freedom.
That was
painful.
That was actually really well played by June to get out. He used it. He flew over the tower to get out of the Blade Fury because Jug with boots can keep up with the Bat Rider. So how do you juke him? You can't really fly over a tree, so he flies over a tower, which Jug cannot path over. So not exactly an easy.
They need to buff that. Jug should actually be able
Blade
to fly.
Fury through.
Blade Fury fly. It's like cliff walking Blade Fury Juggernaut.
Taking phase boots to the next level. Like that's what. Just go through the tower.
I miss in Warcraft 3 when the Blade Fury would be like half the screen, it felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's just my...
Blade Master in Warcraft 3 was legit.
Yeah, the Blade Master was the man. Rest in peace.
So not
you think we'll get some... How cool would it be if they recreated Warcraft 3 inside of Dota 2 for custom maps? You would play that.
I'd play that.
You would probably stop playing Dota.
I'd start casting that. That's how Dota started. People were casting Dota 1 when it was a Warcraft 3 mod.
Oh, that would be the world coming.
Then we would get like players like Grubby coming to Dota 2 to play Warcraft, or whatever. I don't know if it's Warcraft 3 or that
Warcraft
point,
Dota.
Warcraft. Yeah.
Dota Craft 3.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call it at that point.
I'm on board with that. Grubby was like the first esports player that I followed. But unfortunately he left. But we're going to see... Whoa,
big dive here bottom lane as June finds one. He looks for two. They get the Ancient Apparition support. The Healing Ward being juggled around a bit, but now June's Firefly wears off. They try to turn. Two bad backups here. June gets the double. It's Luo who does most of the damage for that second kill. At the same time, top lane, March caught up by the Impale. Now trying to run away, but 430 says, stay where you are. I've got a little more coming your way. A poke, a plank, an extra auto attack, and again, it's the Lion support that delivers, hits level 3, buys the wards, and then just rolls out, except... QO's on his way. Flame Guard almost ready. There's a Hex soon. There's an Impale now. He'll throw the Impale. I don't know if that's good enough, though. He tries to retreat out. He's burning. He will fall. Chuan looks to turn this one. QO, no remnants yet. Not level 6. Turned on. Lashed down by the Razor. He drops the chains. But the chase continues in earnest as from the high ground, Ryzen rotates through. They can't quite finish QO. He's going to heal up. He will survive.
He'll survive.
Bloody little engagement.
He'll survive, but... MVP are in so much trouble this game, I feel. Like, Naga's doing pretty well at top lane. Ferrari's even going back to base to heal, but like the lane stage is just going so well for IG, and like June on this off-lane Bat Rider.
This is the build I'm talking about, by the way. The level 1 Blade Fury, the level 1 Healing Ward, max the crit. You go for some points and stats, and you basically try to play Juggernaut as more of like a hard carry.
Okay.
I'm not sure how well it works. I've seen it in a few pub games. I'm just randomly watching Dota TV, and it seems like it's mostly just a Chinese Dota thing for now. But if it works, I'm sure we'll see a lot more of it. Yo getting caught out mid. He tries to retreat, but he's had a lot of damage stolen. The backup comes from Chuan. Goes for the high ground auto tech. June joining the fray. It's 4 heroes descending on mid for IG. Oh, and the Wild Heen appears, and a Wild Heen dies. Porev now trying to finish him off. Can't quite do it. We'll end up retreating to the south side at the same time. The Razor did end up going down mid, and it looks like Jude even wants to steal the enemy neutral stack. That might be a little bit more than you can chew,
Yeah, he may need to, like, he's going to try to look for someone to hide or suicide.
Uh-oh.
He's hiding. He's not getting chased as well.
Man, Chisbug is just... Since when have you seen a Lion just, like, rocking up by himself everywhere? I can, like, kill whatever I want all the time.
Luo's come, like, close and just slightly missed a few kills here or there and died the one time, but June is... Dude, this guy's a good Dota player.
4 of rotating now through, and June is going to try to steal what he can here.
So. Take the big camp, get the rune. June is just out of control.
And they're 4-manning their own jungle right now for MVP. They're not even laning bottom. The creeps are pushed out a bit, but when you can't control your own jungle, you're not ganking, and your off lane is now just given to a support while 430 free farms. That is a little bit scary. Batrider blink looking like a 9-10 minute blink.
Yeah, it's going to happen fast. And if June wants, he can fall back to the jungle. But I think he's just having fun getting involved in the kills. He was at mid lane when they were diving into tier 1. He was solo killing supports. So, I don't think he's like...
Kyo going deep. Trying to. They commit a Ravage to Luo, but he's already gotten off the damage drain. Up to plus 56. Oh, another stun. They will manage to get the kill. Chuan, just kind of watching. 430 has a song, doesn't want to use it yet.
June's here, of course.
And then June... And with the Batrider, this hero just will not stop doing work. Kyo across the river, he will go. They still have the song. Don't feel like they can get range. Heen with the TP out. Can't make it. Close call, but he will end up going down in the end.
Well, it's like they're killing Luo. Luo's not having the best game, but I just feel like he's the least important of these 3 core heroes. When Batrider's going to be getting a blink at 9-10 minutes in, when your Naga's doing well, I feel like you got bigger problems in this race.
Hey, what do you know? Another Lion gank? Probably another kill. If he gets off this auto tag, yes he will. Blink. By the way, as you mentioned, the Batrider, definitely the story of this game. June 5-0-0. 5 out of 8 kills, all solo kills. Although, not solo kills.
Yeah,
the Razor was there for 1 or 2 of them.
He's shared some of it, but yeah.
Earlier, he got the first blood solo. He basically did like 90% of the damage to the other kill bottom. Not solo kills, but he's done the heavy lifting so far.
And Jug is 0-0-0. Like, this to me is a big problem for MVP Phoenix. This is not a hero you can just have being quiet in the first 10 minutes of the game. So even though he's farming well, he's not winning his lane. Batrider is massive, so to me, this has been a kind of failed pick for MVP.
Yeah, Jug will go back for the healing ward, so not going to take the early points and stats that I was mentioning, but still has maxed the crit. It looks like probably Drums next. I'm not sure what else. Got Orchid, I guess, but probably just the Drums pickup for him. So kind of going mid-game oriented. Your Ember engages on mid, but Lil just, again, the damage drain. Can't really go in on that. And this is before the blink comes out. GoDz, it's very close.
Well, we'll see where Batrider looks to go with this, and killing Ember Spirit once or twice, it's kind of like the comeback hero for MVP.
Nice pick off here. The Ice Blast smashes, and MVP get a return kill. Much needed. They bring down the Razor, which, to be fair, has been shut down a bit. He's not even out of the Ember Spirit in net worth, but it's been a big commitment from MVP to get to this point, and it's allowed other heroes like the Bat to roam free. Level 8 now. Blink just picked up. Spots out Marsh. March can't really go on him, but
that's a really fast level 6 on the AA, and that's one of those things where, like, whichever, like, if you have these heroes who get a lot out of their level 6, the Lion, the AA, whoever gets there first will suddenly get your team a lot of momentum.
Hello, March. Have fun, my friend. You're up on a cliff. Nowhere to go. He could try for the TP out. There's no point.
There's a flame break.
Oh, he's just short. Oh, that's frustrating.
He was counting mana to get up to that, so.
Meanwhile, the smoke's top. They want 430, but he has the song. He's gone for Strength Treads early, which something Burning was doing a lot on this Naga when it wasn't that popular. He'll immediately song. He just knew it was coming. I think saw the Ice Blast about to connect, and then the Venge walks out. That's definitely more than just those two. He'll retreat. Will survive. By the way, I want to point out the Radiant Ancients have been warded, so they can't stack this quite as fully as they'd like from March.
And for IG, now they've got level 6 on Chizbug's Lion. So, he was kind of playing that semi-5 position support with Chuan in the jungle. Well, now he can kind of have that impact we've seen Reason have. Reason getting off of... That kill in the mid lane with the Ember Spirit really helps MVP get kind of at least a little bit of momentum. And they got to keep doing that. Use this Ember Spirit plus AA combo as much as possible and just find single target pickoffs wherever they can.
Smoke gank now for IG. The Enchantress hasn't really been quite as high impact as I thought. 0-0 and 3. Chuan's definitely doing fine. Still useful for the Roshan. Well, he's only got a single point untouchable. But they're going to look for a kill and a push here top.
Yeah, I don't think the Enchantress has been a big pick for them.
Like, the standard Chuan Enchantress is get, like, 3 kills in laning stage, take a tower, and then go rush. Which, by that metric, still fine. They'll get a kill here on Heen. They may get a return kill, though. Chizbug about to get caught out. Will end up going down a 1-for-1 exchange. And they look for a bit more. They will end up bringing down the line as well as the Enchantress. A 2-for-1.
There we go. Jug shows up with an Omni Slash to get his team on the board. Well, not on the board, but at least get them a bit more out of that exchange. And Phoenix still doing okay this game. They haven't really shut down Ferrari is still the big concern here. Even though Jug's out farming the Naga Siren, that will not stay the case if you go kind of fast forward to 20 minutes into this game.
Yeah, 430, 75 and 10. Free farming pretty much. He's gone for the treads. Early best. He has not completed the Aquila. Just going to work towards the relic now. But you look at MVP. Decent illusion clear. They've got Ember who can be good, although QO not hugely farmed. It's staying in the ballpark of the Naga Siren. Juggernaut can be, depending on itemization. We'll see what he goes for. And again, IG are going to smoke. They're running out of these. They have no smokes for 10 minutes. Except a single one in Chuan's inventory, so... This
is IG, though. This
is going to be it for a while.
They love doing these, like, around 10... They use all their smokes around the 10 to 15 minute mark, or at least use 2 to 3.
Kyo has a Remnant, but they're kind of parking Chizbug near the Remnant. In case...
They'll see him just yet. They'll see him now.
If he manages to get this off, he's going to retreat out. Can he quickly retreat? No, they get off the lasso. Then the finger. Instant. Decisive initiation. They get the kill. But that's... one smoke for the next 10 minutes now for IG.
It's okay. They get like one of their key supports level 6 in this. In most cases it's the Lion because they're picking Lion every game and then kill off whichever of your opponent is like the key hero. In this case it's the Ember Spirit to get him back in the game. So I kind of like how IG use their smokes. Even if it means they get into these scenarios around 20 minutes in when they have no smokes left, they normally have a pretty good advantage because of how they use their smokes.
Speaking of smokes, MVP going to use one of their own, and they TP one hero out. Okay. Back to the well. The 4Ev, of course, can Remnant back in. I believe he can anyway. At the same time, QO in a bit of danger mid lane. Chizbug again. It's the Lion. In he goes right through the front door. And pair to follow, as well as some imps. And down go, but retaliation is inbound. Blink, Ravage as well. Catch Chizbug as well as Luo. 1, maybe 2. Luo scattering himself to the south, but he gets swapped back in. He runs the other way. They might have just given him a path to freedom. Will the Ice Blast connect? It will not. He continues the retreat. They've got an Anchor Smash, a Gush. No, they'll go for the Gush. He gets purged for his trouble. Then Chuan heals him. Another blink forward, but no mana for any sort of follow-up. He could stick once, not quite enough. Luo ends up surviving that swap.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would have killed him without it, but definitely not. Once he gets swapped to the other direction, 4Ev will Omni through, kills off Chuan. Can't untouchable that.
Oh, he's dead. Lasso's coming in as well.
They lasso the Jug. They pull him right back the other direction. He ends up falling, and just huge commitment. Oh, maybe not. Well, they kill off the Leaver now. There you go. One more slap, and... So yeah, he said, oh wait, kind of healing ward in the area.
Yeah, I'm not doing camera, so I'm like, okay, I'll just look away now. He's going to die, and then I'm like, wait, what? He still hasn't died? What happened?
Yeah, the healing ward is very strong, but of course, one shot kills it off, and that's a Ravage commitment, along with the Blink reveal, and it doesn't end up being a clear victory by any means for MVP.
I mean, the swap looked bad, but they weren't killing. Like Lua can outrun them with the phase boots plus the passive, the unstable current. So he kind of had to do something, and then it ends up helping him, but they weren't going to kill him anyway without it.
By the way, as you've been trying to remind everyone, there is a Naga Siren in this game. Kind of hard to remember that one.
Reminder: MVP have lost.
This is your daily.
I'm a pessimist in 2015. This game's over.
You had your New Year's resolution was to be a good, positive, optimistic American, but
my New Year's resolution is
cynical Australian at your core.
Less bullshit when I'm casting, and this game is lost. No.
Too much time spent around Marlini.
It's not completely over, but MVP are in a really bad spot right now. Like they have the top net worth here in a Juggernaut. That's not a hero you. That's gonna.
Hey, he's going Battle Fury, okay? He's gonna have a vengeful.
Is this maybe a Shadowblade?
You think so?
I don't know. I don't think either's gonna do too much.
The problem is, like, you can't really kill Naga with that if she has illusions, right? Yeah. So, what are you gonna kill? I guess the supports.
Yeah, hunt down heroes.
Luo's probably too tanky.
Bat and Lion and.
I think it's a Battle Fury. Either way, I don't know. If Juggernaut has to choose like that, you're generally in trouble. 4F trying to retreat out, but the Healing Ward was killed off. They turned this one with the Tide. No Ravage for 5. At the same time, though, IG got a bit too greedy. They end up losing 2. Could end up being 3. Now we'll have a TP out to safety. Back to the well goes Chizbug.
This game is on like QO's Ember Spirit to come up and make these kind of plays like that.
They do have good illusion clear. I just want to keep that in mind. QO, if he gets items, would have it. Is there anything on the courier? Nope, nothing yet. And they do have Tide, Anchor Smash, okay for clearing them. Good right click. They're not like the best Naga lineup, and counter Naga lineup by any means, though.
Ember AA
It's a
just have to
battlefield.
keep finding
Or,
pickoffs and
Shadowblade.
kills where they can. Yeah, it's alright. It's kind of like an MVP Phoenix style item. Like they like to go for their Slack Shadow Blades and just go for these kind of, I guess, more kind of snowbally type items. But something IG
It's
will
a good
be-
assassin item, but I guess the question is like, who can he assassinate this game?
Yeah.
Can't really do it to Razor. Batrider has an Ogre Club, so I'm not sure if he can solo kill him either. Naga, if she can make the illusions, definitely unkillable, and has 12 armor, so I think even without them, would be a tough
Goodbye,
solution.
June. That just like paid for the Shadow Blade. Not as far as the money's concerned, but that is such a big kill.
All right.
That's.
I guess the max crit makes the difference there.
Radiant Observer giving him the vision he needed, and what a
Nice little initiation here from MVP. They jump in with the Tidehunter with the Ravage, then they swap forward for an additional stun.
Well,
They can't quite get the kill. In the end, as the Tidehunter will fall, the Venge ends up dropping as well. IG were ready for that rotation.
If I'm Bat after that just happened, I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a gem. I mean, Bat wants to get a gem anyways. Maybe he's asking the supports to buy it for him, which is, I guess, someone like Chuan with Lion trying to still finish a blink. But yeah, this Shadow Blade could make some plays happen. Furo's gonna play that kind of like Illidan style carry where he just goes off looking for solo kills constantly, trying to create space for his team to catch up in the form of the Ember Spirit. The Tide just getting some farm, the AA getting an Ag Scepter, and then he's just going to try to find solo kills wherever he can.
Yeah, the only issue with it is just that it does give you some farm speed, but it's not, you don't get it just to sit back and go late, right? You get this item to kind of tempo control, dominate the mid game, and if IG are careful with their movements, if they don't give away solo kills, then it's pretty much a wasted investment.
Naga's already taken over the net worth charts, and that's going to just get worse and worse. Ferrari doing this thing he likes to do where he goes to the treads. And I remember casting with PPD, and he's like, I don't know what the treads is about. And
Bernie was doing it for a really long time on Naga,
Yeah.
even during TI4.
it just seems the Boots of Travel is so... It helps you for like 5 to 10 minutes, I think, where you can get a lot of benefit out of the kind of mana efficiency from tread swapping, and your illusions are a bit tankier, but then long term you lose out on not having good
QO caught out. March is here though to back him up. Doesn't have a Ravage ready. They committed the lasso. Not sure it's enough. It's Chizbug. They try to catch him out. He turns with the finger. The Enchant Burst ult coming through to look to counter initiate. March will fall as well. A 2-0. Will Chizbug end up shattering? Not going to happen. As Heen also goes in. It might be a 3-0. It is. And this is without the Naga off in the woods, without the Razor farming top. That is just a train wreck for MVP.
June's just owning it up. I mean, he died once to like the most random shit you could ever die to. Like, there's a Shadow Blade Jug just coming out of nowhere when you're solo top waiting for someone to come there who you can maybe kill, and then there's suddenly a Shadow Blade Jug on you. Like, you just don't expect that. And apart from that, he's just played a perfect game. And even that death is just, it's random. It's not something you expect to come your way. So
the main thing with the Naga build, I guess, is he does skip Aquila and drums, which we don't really see the drums too often. It's more of like a miracle thing once in a while.
Yeah.
If EE or Arteezy are really far ahead, they've gone for it, but it's pretty uncommon. But skipping the Aquila, it saves you a bit of gold, but it's more like if you want to go travels, you have to sell your tread. So pretty big commitment in that sense. They pull a Ravage here just for the June kill. Not even,
kill, I
is that even worth it? He's already bought his... He's going to have a BKB soon, regardless. That is... I guess it's worth it to slow down the BKB, but... Naga's still free farming, by the way. They know Ravage is down now. Maybe they even go Roche.
I don't know about worth it, but it's like all they can get right now, I guess. So
A sign of the times, perhaps.
yeah.
And since that early kill for Forev, he's gotten absolutely nothing done here on the Juggernaut. Haven't seen him really engaged at all. 430 will summon illusions. Maybe if he goes away, you can't summon out of Omni Slash. But you can just keep an illusion nearby. He wants to auto-attack it down and then go for 430. The song! He will use it. Safe plays from him. Will he TP out, though? No, doesn't have a TP. He's just going to walk away.
Yeah. Forev had to figure out which was illusion, which was real, and then I think Ferrari's like, if I can get some backup, we can actually kill this guy, even if he Omni Slashes. But
yeah, I feel like once he gets Manta or... Oh, they're going to go in a Luo. Omni is there. They get another kill. Can Forev go for more? He's going to Shadow Blade, but they've got sentries waiting. Hello, Juggy. And probably goodbye. They pull him in deep. They imp him down. He will fall. There's no real backup for this. March already having committed the Ravage.
No Ravage.
Can't
yeah,
do much.
It's just, you don't want to stick
They
around.
it's just feeling like they're too Ravage dependent a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. June is just going to go... They still don't really... Ferrari's even coming to the fights. This tread build actually helps them fight a little bit better.
Oh, he's trying to TP out. It is going to happen.
mean, you kill Razor, Luo's not having his best game, the BKB not helping him out, but he still baits out the Omni Slash, which as soon as the Omni Slash is down, MVP fight's over. No Ravage, no Omni Slash, you've lost whatever comes from there on out.
IG was so ready for that, that tower dive. He just dropped the sentry. Hey Juggernaut, how you doing, bro? Why don't you go back to the well for a little bit? They're gonna rotate through towards March. Top lane, June engages on him. March does not have a teleport scroll. He was really greedy with his farming pattern there. Ends up going way past the secret shop, doesn't buy a TP scroll on the way out, and can't get away. Meanwhile, IG making their move towards the bottom side of the map. Glyph was blown, and they're gonna walk right into someone. It's Ryzen, who is near an Aghanim Scepter. This is a big takedown for IG. Man, he's surprisingly close, to be honest.
Ryzen's having
4-2 and 2. Duo. Trying to snag the haster, and he'll grab it while he's a piglet. Then he turns around, hastes forward onto Chizbug. Finally, the stinking Lion's out of mana. Can't do a thing. Remnant back, Remnant forward, and then try to kill him. Can the neutrals deny him? They will! What a play by Chizbug. Why did they cut this guy again?
I don't know. He's been playing fantastic the last week I've seen. He's doing great. Great thing.
Maybe they like fake cut him just to like
it could be
light a fire under his ass. Is that a thing?
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know if he's been like.
Is this the moment? Let him finish up the neutrals. But notice how 430's always keeping Illusion next to him.
Here we go.
So that he has something. Well, now he walks it away. And the second he walks it away, he might go down. Blade Fury's there. They get the kill. 430 loses his diligence for a quarter of a second. He pays, but at the same time, Forever will die here. And potentially more Heen. They look to run him down. They can't quite do it. They lose their Enchantress on the chase. March now casual. Maybe not casual, Rabbit. As Luo BKBs, he continues to press forward. On the March he goes. BKB also popped by June. The BKB bros out in force. They march onwards. Blink. Flame Break got him. Heen caught out now. Should be going down. Yeah, say goodbye to your bench. 3 for 2. They finally got the stinking Naga. But she's still 2.5k ahead.
Yeah, has the Manta style completed actually, so
I do want to just mention again, 430 has really been playing well against the Shadowblade Juggernaut because he always has one illusion next to him. Just in case you try to Omni. It bounces to the illusion and you don't get the kill, but that time, like the second he walks it away, then they go on him. Then he's screwed.
Top lane, QO now done for.
Splat.
Lion seems like a good pick, I gotta say.
Lion seems like a broken pick, honestly.
The new Skywrath
good
mage,
zoning.
perhaps.
Yeah. Well, with even better lockdown, right? Like BKB doesn't counter Lion. You just hex them. Scary.
And I think one of the key things, if like for a team like IG, that the fact they sometimes run it as like a safe lane farmer and run Luo and a jungler, or pick a jungler and play this kind of like semi-carry safe lane farmer line, means you don't exactly know how IG are going to lane things even when they pick the line. It does have that element of unpredictability.
It's roaming well. It's clearly a good zoning support right now.
Yep.
As Forever and June. 2 ships passing in the night will walk right by each other. June going deep behind enemy territory. He just wants to drop down an aggressive observer ward. He'll get it out too. So it is a completed Battle Fury for your Ember Spirit. Yasha now picked up for Forev. MVP still with very fearsome late game here from those two. Plus, remember, they're going to have the Vengeful Spirit R on their side. As June will look to do a little bit of economic damage, trying to steal some creeps away from the enemy jungle. He'll be successful. And then he goes in a bit deeper for a lasso. He's braining in the cavalry. They'll jump in. Onto Heen. They bring him down. Chuan chasing onto Rising. Can't quite get the kill. And Forev still just kind of strutting around with the Omni Slash ready. Not going to use it, though. 430 painting him out. Does he want to go for this? Has a song. Not going to do it.
Yeah. He's got Manta and Mirror Images, so the Jug can't really go on him.
Yeah, at that point you can just leave one in reserve. Chizbug will get caught though. No finger. No chance of getting out there. Finally the Lion is punished. And Forev again on the chase, but there's Enchantress creeps here. Can Chuan actually keep them near himself for much longer? He heals immediately. Omni Slash says hell no. Down he goes. But
Ferrari can keep him in place with the snare, and I don't think Forev's
Song's ready. Does he want to use it as soon as this ends? They flame break him back. They're not going to bother with the song.
Perfectly timed to cancel the TP. Right,
yeah, he shot it like before it ended.
Yeah.
Knowing that by the time it hit, it would be up.
That was a good. June is, I don't know, playing good. He always plays good. This guy
It's crazy to say that June is probably playing the best on the team right now, because you go back like 3 months ago, 430, it felt like 1 Protect 9 or something. Because his team was often just completely falling apart in the mid game, and It's a new day for IG.
I mean, to me, June is just like the next Ferrari or Burning for the Chinese team. This guy's just got tremendous talent, and he just needs that competitive experience. And he's got such versatility. He plays offlane, he can play carry, he can kind of fill into any core role. I mean, I'm sure he could play support if he needed to, but it's almost wasted.
And once again, June's there to lead the way. They get the first kill. They zapped out QO as well. Where's your remnant now?
Offlane Batrider is 11, 2, and 10. He didn't even get support down there. He just got solo kills.
He got a solo kill. He almost was about to get a double kill, and then Luo came in and just helped him secure that. But even if he didn't get that second kill, he would have sent the other support back to the well. So at that point, you're like, this guy has won basically a tri-lane 1v3.
So for IG, up 29 kills to 18. Very top farming Naga Siren. Batrider's off to an amazing start. He's good as 4 stuff now, and options for MVP are very few and far between. The Refresher Tide's probably the one thing they're hoping to get.
And they're going to pull that Tide directly up onto the high ground. He's got a blink. He won't have a chance to use this, though. He's immolating slowly but surely. Impaled now. And then
how you counter
Kraken. They flame break him off the hill. Maybe he's got a chance now. No chance.
It's like, you want to Kraken off my lasso? Well, you're stuck in the hill.
There's a Shadow Blade, dude. There's a Shadow Blade. It's fine. They swap. They run for it. Right, Vega? This Shadow Blade is very awkward. He slashes through, but illusions are everywhere. Barely does a thing. Although they bring down the supports with the rest of their new complement. Then the song, the TP out. Tide dead. Venge dead for a Lion, as well as Enchantress. I would say basically that's like the best trade MVP is going to get right now, short of a horrible throw.
You get some supports and you're happy. Reason in the base at bottom tier, bottom tower. Oh, Radiance damage. Well, that sums up this game pretty well. Nice try, MVP. June's got his gem now, and you're going to lose your map control. You're going to lose your advantage of having the Shadow Blade on Jug. Oh,
you're going to lose, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. They
have good late game, but it just feels like IG are just a couple more heroes at the point of attack. Their movements are a bit crisper. MVP seemed very reliant on the Ravage, which, in good news, they're going to have 2 fairly soon, but
MVP just have to throw too many spells and too many heroes to get a kill or get anything important, and then it's like, well, it never really seems worth it. They're constantly suiciding their Venge, who's got 11 deaths. Tide is set to use like a Ravage and throw away his life just to kill like a Lure on the Razor earlier. They haven't really slowed down any of the IG heroes.
If you're ever playing a Naga game and it's like, you can just observe the game and constantly catch kills and the Naga's not involved and just farming, it's a good Naga game. That's where you just don't want to be playing against that hero. If this is some other carry who needs to get involved earlier, like maybe a Gyro or something, that's one thing. But if any carry is just allowed to AFK free farm, literally not even be a part of the picture for half of the game. 7-1 and 6, but I feel like the amount of time 430 spent fighting is like a tiny fraction of the past 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
he just has come at the opportune moments to get a bunch of kills real quick.
Or just like send a mission somewhere.
Yeah.
Not even take part.
Again, on the 4F, but they countered issue with the Ravage. Well, he was there from June. 4F still surviving. He's going to Omni Slash through. He gets 1 kill, another crit, another kill. As QO and 4F combine, they take down 3. That was a really nice bait from MVP.
That was a sick team fight. March showing up at the nice Ravage, and the Omni Slash is going through the BKB. June gets off like the fast BKB, but you're still trapped.
And 430 did blow the song. It's a level 3 song, so it's up soon. Heart now complete. But it's going to be a bit tough for him to hold with no Batrider, who's been the go-to man when they try to fight. They will walk into the Roche pit, but they do so without the Ravage, without the Omni Slash for 80 seconds. They have good right-click damage. This drops quickly, but Psalm may be up around the time the Roche is about to die. 20 seconds and counting.
Now. He's going to get vision, and we'll have the song from the high ground.
Buyback status, nothing.
4 of his low in HP too.
4F dropping low. They're going to bring him even lower. The illusions almost finish him off. They now heal him up a bit.
Send that next illusion.
He hides in the backside of the Roche pit. They will finish off the Roche. 430. He's got a song in a second. 1 second. Can't get it off. Now stunned. Still stunned. Use your song, my man. He will not use the song yet. He gets 1 kill. He tanks through literally everything. Kills off the healing ward. Now they line Chizbug up, but he doesn't have an impale, so this is not really setting up for a whole lot. IG counter initiating. After the song, they go on to 4F as 4 Blade Fury goes invis and tries to retreat out. He will end up escaping at the same time. He maybe not so lucky. The 430 Naga chases him forward. They end up getting the jug kill, and they're going to get this venge kill. A 4?
They break the Aegis as well. Ember about to respawn by the Ancients, and Chizbug.
Does he have a spirit ready? He's hacked. He can be impaled. They don't have mana right now for the finger. Can you zap him? Can you zap him? Do you know how to zap Chizbug? No, he just got the mana.
He's got it!
Wait, Blink! Finger! Gets the kill! It's a 5-man wipe.
I think he canceled his TP as well. He's like, oh, you want to blink on me? I'll cancel my TP and kill you. Oh, okay, that's a finger. That did not go well for MVP. I like the idea. It's the kind of plays they have to make, though, going for the Roshan there when they win a nice little team fight and get in there, but Ferrari just got the sleep. I mean, he would have loved it earlier, but he got it still at a decent enough time that IG could win a team fight.
Lion Dota. This hero just seems to be dominating. Not even just the score, more just you pick this hero, you have one of the best late game supports, and now they're going to lasso in. June there to initiate, grabs Rise and snags him, and collects yet another kill. At the same time, Illusion's pushing him bottom. They're going to press forward for a tier 2 mid. IG should claim this one without much defense. And for MVP, in good news, they are close to the refresher. Lord, do they need it badly.
Got Ags too, though, so this siege is just added to that little bit extra by the Eye of the Storm now.
IG continuing their siege. Illusions just casually zoning out. Juggernaut Illusions. The Naga infestation accelerates. IG will break down this tower.
Easy illusion for Chuan on the Enchantress now. Just takes those Jug Illusions away.
They have the Ravage, though. They let it go. They catch out Luo real quickly. He's got a BKB ready. Blink Impale attempted by Chizbug. They disengage with the song. That's a Ravage down. No refresher ready yet.
Don't want to walk away. Ravage is down.
They chase.
Heal up and
they're going to try.
Engage.
Quick blink away from Chizbug. The Ice Blast will follow him forward. QO
they got Lasso Finger.
Very near to the Sleight of Fist. He goes in, but he did not have chains ready. Now he gets impaled. He can't really follow this up without the backup of the Tide. Has a Gush. Chizbug, a Slight. Probably enough for kill. He should end up shattering. At the same time, Heen swapping himself what he thinks is towards freedom, but in the end, ends up being his own demise. At the same time, March still waiting for refresher gold. He's caught out and surrounded. He continues to press forward, but he walks into too many heroes. Ends up dropping. The Ember, though, just casually drops out a retreating spirit. In case he needs it, he will zip away. Yep, following him. That crashes through. Brings down about half of his HP. And now he runs back the other way.
He's getting out of there at least, looks like.
This is Benny Hill music worthy.
Yeah, not bad for MVP. They Tide buys his refresher before he dies, so that's a small victory.
They don't
MVP
really scratch the Naga, though.
Yeah.
Ravage is now down for 80 seconds. 430 is getting close to God mode territory, where if you don't have double Ravage, you're just not killing him, and I'm going to go back to the high ground, he says.
Finish off the racks, no glyph available. This could well be melee and rain tracks.
He's got creeps in the base. 430. He's been quiet all game, just farming. They swapped to break this lasso initiation that was attempted by June, but they still collect the range racks. Not the biggest deal. The song now TP out. Chuan will shatter. And it's been the Ice Blasts, really, that have been the savior of this Radiant squad, it feels, as of late.
Yeah, Ferrari still being chased down. Kuro has no fire emits, though, so that is not on.
And as you mentioned, there's your refresher picked up. It feels like sometimes you see the Tide pick and refresher's nice, but you can use it for solo kills. But this game, it's all about the Ravage. If they don't get a good Blink Ravage, they don't really seem to win.
And the thing is, IG just kind of, they're far enough ahead that they just want to keep on team fighting. If they really wanted to, they could just play Ferrari like a split pushing Naga Siren, just send illusions in, slow siege your opponents, and I mean, Ember Spirit's pretty good against illusions, but you're never killing anyone on the IG side. And IG can keep on farming. Razor has a lot of room to grow. Batrider can get another item. He's actually gone for a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick. IG are the only team sitting on a gem right now. There's no other form of detection for MVP.
Sentry hero there for a reason, but very little detection. And
Roche up in maybe 3 minutes here, potentially.
MVP with a big YOLO smoke gang.
Dire's middle tower
this could backfire. I guess they've got ultis. They've got Refresher Ravage, so Tide has mana issues though, so that's
and committing
problem.
this just for a line. Hello, Chizbug.
I think they maybe saw Tide's Refresher, depending if they clicked in time.
Yeah, that they might have not though. That was pretty Last minute ambush.
Should have seen
Forev walking high ground, but he walks into the Enchantress. I don't know if they can kill him before he gets up the zombie slash. They lasso him in real deep. He gets off the slashes, but it's split evenly between 4 heroes. Then falls, drops the healing ward. That won't do much. Now Tide, quick double ravage, but there's 2 BKBs going. It does absolutely zilch. What? Nada. Nothing at all, but maybe Ember can turn it. Not just kidding. Kyo's dead. Keen's probably going to fall here as well. That's going to be 4 dead. By the way, 430 makes it a 5-man wipe. They lose nothing but supports.
Yeah.
Oh, the BKB Gaming just shutting down the Refresher Tidehunter, and you lose your Juggernaut like that without even getting a single assassination kill. No chance of taking the fight.
Yeah, Refresher Ravage on an Enchantress. I guess it did hit the Naga Siren on the second Ravage, but that's a Naga with a Heart Illusions, and you're not killing that Naga anyways, so... Down the mid
This
lane
looks like it may be a 2-0 IG beatdown as they flex their muscles here in this Radiant Throne. Perhaps not long for this world.
Yep. Other lanes at least safe with the T2 towers up, so I don't know if that's really too reassuring for MVP Phoenix.
So if you're MVP, you look at this game and, well, I mean, it's not 100% over, but it feels like it's heavily IG favored. How do you kind of evaluate this game? Last game you felt like it was partially the Crystal Maiden pick, partially just outplay. GoDz, this game, do you feel the same way, or is it more just pure outplay this time around?
MVP, I mean, they draft some weak heroes. Like, I think the Juggernaut pick doesn't really fit as a safe lane farmer here necessarily. I think it's a very big mismatch with the playstyle, because I think this kind of MVP playstyle works really good against the kind of the SEA teams they verse, where it's a much scrappier, but IG will 5-man, they read the ganks really well, they punish this kind of greedy player like a Shadowblade Juggernaut, which isn't maybe punished by some of the kind of good teams at MVP verse, but teams who have very different kind of split pushy playstyles. IG group up as 5 more. They go for these 10-minute smoke ganks where you put a lot of farm in this Juggernaut, he gets smoke ganked at 10 minutes in, and suddenly, well, any advantage he has gets negated, but...
they actually ran out of smokes at like the 12-minute mark.
Yeah.
And then just farmed until the smokes were ready.
There is definitely an element of outplay though. Like June, I mean, you just have to look at what June did in the offlane, and you can see that he just...
Getting a solo kill and basically getting a double kill on your own with a little bit of help from your mid, as an offlane bat against the tri-lane, that is just... You can't have that. You don't defensive tri-lane for that reason. Like, you run the defensive tri-lane, you're expected at least to keep him down a bit, not to be giving up single, double, first blood kills.
So from that point of view, I don't think MVP will be... I think they got a draft they're kind of comfortable with, and that I don't think they got out-drafted per se. I mean, IG opened with a Bat Razor. That's by no means considered 2 of the top tier or OP picks or anything like that. But MVP maybe putting a bit too much emphasis on the Tide first pick, I think, is maybe one of their weaknesses.
Speaking of the smokes, it's June.
Okay.
He did reveal himself though, Chizbug as well, so that one won't amount to much, but this is where you enter the half Nelson. IG have them cornered pretty heavily. As Chizbug's gonna look to retreat out. Or sorry, June, not Chizbug.
You're behind like this, you can't really do too much for detection. They'll get some sentries on Heen, but Heen's not always gonna be there for the bat.
They just have them completely boxed in. Creeps pushing in top, creeps pushing in mid, bottom lane is pushing. Yeah, the smoke fails, but this is the stage of the game where you can blow smoke, don't even need to get a kill. It's nice if you do, and you just sit back if you feel like they might be on the smoke.
You got a 6-slotted Naga now. Just needs the treads into a Boots of Travel, and you're there. These illusions can slow siege, do as they please, really.
And they shall, if they can. They will go onto an illusion, Naga illusion here. At the same time, bottom lane, 4F just running away full throttle against 430. He wants this Omni Slash, but they still have Mance already, and a Butterfly to boot. Omni Slash comes through, that's Ravage number 1. That's Ravage number 2. Maybe they can get the 430 kill. They will. Where was the team? Where was the backup? He had nothing going there. 430 just, I guess, expecting a little bit more, and he didn't have a single thing backing him up.
Expecting not a double Ravage, perhaps. If he had buyback, IG just win right now, but he doesn't have buyback, because he could just go mid with no Ravages, Refresher Razor with Aghanim's ultimate.
Nice swap from Heen. He was so ready for the June initiation. He ends up just retreating out to safety at the same time on the high ground. Chizbug turns against QO, brings him down with the backup of Luo and friends, and MVP now must retreat. They've got little to stand against this IG onslaught. Oh, by the way, we do have a Razor in this game. It's been like a very quiet Razor in some ways, even though he's got the score of 10-6 and 18. It's never felt like, oh man, Razor won them that fight. But Here he is, moving towards top lane. Refresher online for him. AC or maybe Shiva's inbound and just ready to push in this top lane. Yeah, no Naga, but up in 25 seconds and no Ravages for 90. Just for the first Ravage, 130 seconds for the second.
Can't get Boots of Travel though, so it'll take Naga a while, has to respawn and then walk all the way to the Radiant base, so at least one Ravage should be up, but I mean, one Ravage is enough. They use double Ravage just to solo kill a Naga Siren. You're not winning a team fight by doing that.
March will quickly retreat out here to safety. Your Bat Rider getting a bit aggressive. June blinks in, but they were ready for that, and they retreat out to safety. As IG continue the onslaught. Naga Siren ready to engage, not TPing in just yet. No Boots of Travel.
Yeah.
This is where you'd really like to have them at 42 minutes.
Yeah, if IG would just had a little more fun with the Naga, could either buy back or buy Boots of Travel, I think IG would get no racks.
Radiant's courier.
Wah, wah.
Sad times.
That's why you got the Shadow Blade, just for those easy courier snipes.
Probably gonna, so with the long respawn on Naga not having a TP, it looks like they're just gonna take Roshan. So play it safe, get Luo and Aegis, and go from there.
Now IG will transition into the Roche pit, as you mentioned. Go for the Aegis. This one should not be contested. And with that, they'll nearly have the AC or Shiva's complete on Luo. IG, Boots of Travel could come out for 430 relatively soon if they want to give it to him. Potentially the Aegis carrier, though. And they will probably just look for their second, maybe third lane. Aegis actually goes to Luo, so 430.
Yep.
Perhaps just saving for buyback at this point.
Well, he just has the tread, so he just needs to upgrade to Boots of Travel now. I think it's fine. Razor's going to be on the high ground, sieging the tower mostly, so you don't get the Aegis respawn with the Eye of the Storm still up. But if they have to throw 2k damage worth of spells at you, you've already it's worth it anyways.
June is not interested in this Ember. He's going to just Shadow Blade right past him, looking for lower hanging fruit in the top lane, but nobody's available. He'll end up just casually zoning towards the mid lane, and IG prepare the onslaught. Yeah. They've got 5 heroes in the making.
Easiest way for them is to kind of like split top and bottom lane, like have illusions going in, keeping things pressured. They don't want to get hit by have too many heroes hitting the rabbit.
So we'll initiate this one in June. BKBs in time. Ravage number 1, not allowing them to disengage. They lose their bends. They may end up losing more. Secondary Ravage still being held, but now Luo BKBs, and then the Ravage comes through, but only hits backline supports at full HP. And with that, MVP go out not with a bang, but with a whimper. Quietly under the night. 2015 kicks off with IG dominance. They will take down the second lane of Rax. They will look for their first win here in iLeague Season 2 play, and it looks like they will claim it virtually uncontested. GG's the call. IG looking strong here in our first series. Yeah,
I don't think MVP played badly per se. I think this is just IG playing fantastic. They drafted really well, and they had a very clear plan with their drafts. For MVP, I think they drafted strong heroes, but they didn't quite have the same kind of cohesion with their drafts.
Well, with that said, that wraps up our first best of 3. What do we have coming up next, David?
We get Burning.
Talk to me about Burning. The big god.
It's
what makes him a god.
Well, the team's I don't know if it's named after him, but it's the Burning's mixed bag of players. I think ROTK and whoever else. Long DD's play, but I don't know if Long DD's still playing with them.
Well, that's one site's interpretation of their roster.
Okay.
One site is saying ROTK, Burning, Lanham, Shao 8, Ice, not Ice, different player.
The other Ice.
Just to be as confusing as possible.
Jeez.
What is Gosu Gamers telling us about this team?
I think Lamb is playing with them. But
okay.
All the retired old men.
Are we gonna see the Lamb Shaker? You think?
The retired old men are going to be looking to take it to ZSMJ, who is an old man himself, I guess.
Yes, he's an old man. Does he have a plan? I don't know. We'll find out. You're watching, of course, iLeague Season 2 action, guys. I'm LD. He's GoDz. You can follow him on Twitter at BTSGods. Myself at LD Dota. We'll take a break. Hopefully a short one. The lobby is hosted, so it seems like we might be underway for a quick second series, but no promises there. In the meantime, hope you all have had a fantastic New Year's Eve, a fantastic New Year's Day. At this point, Everybody's reigning in the new year. 2015 has begun, and it begins with IG taking down MVP Phoenix 2-0. Stay tuned. Stick around. We'll have more Dota 2 action for iLeague Season 2 coming your way after this.